Hey, good morning, creative people. So we should have read some Eric Carle book at this point, maybe a few pages, and talked about how he created his illustrations. So what we're going to do now is we are going to begin to make our own. So with Eric Carle, he created all sorts of different colored paper with these textures by scratching his brush in and adding other colors. So we are going to get to do that first step. We're not going to make our animals quite yet. We're going to make all the cool colors and paper that we get to make them with. So you should have done some color with Leo and looked at our color wheel by this point. So you should know what color these two might make. I'll show you a couple different ways to do your papers. The first one, by the way, we are using a flat brush. Flat brushes are great for filling in big spaces. You don't have to be super fancy with this. Just go back and forth. If you get a little paint on your tray, that's okay. That's what they are there for. Trying to go all the way out to my edges. I'm going fast, but I'm not. If you flick your brush up, it's going to fling paint. Just keep it pointed down, and the paint will stay down. Almost there. Alright, so I have my red down. My red brush is going to stay with the red paint. I'm going to need a blue brush. Got my blue paint. I unscrew the lid. Now, I don't want to go all the way over my paper. I want some red, I want some blue, and hopefully they'll mix and make purple if I do it right. Just going in big streaks across. I only had to dip my brush once, and it's okay that it's a different color all the way down here than it is up here. That's fine. There it is. Pretty quick. I'll pick this up, and then I want to put it on the drying rack. So here's our lovely drying rack. When you put it down, try to put it on a corner, and we should be able to fit 4 papers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, that's it for this version. I'm going to go away, and I'm going to get ready for our next video. Hey, I'm back for our next video for the Eric Carle. I want you to look really closely right here. All these little scratches right here, I'm going to try to show you how to do that today. So I still have the blue and the red paint that made our purple last time. We'll just use those same paints, and we'll try a different version where we do some scratching. Alright, here's our work surface. I'm still on that tray. Hasn't been cleaned up yet. Take my blue brush. I'll start out with the blue this time. Looks like there's still a little red on my brush from last time, so it's a little bit of a blue-violet. Keep on going back. I want my paint to be thick. If my paint's super thin like that, we're not going to be able to scratch into it. So we want our paint to be thick. Some of these back areas are almost dry already. Gonna have to work quickly. Over here, I have my red, and I'm using the red brush. I'm going to dab some red spots. Just a few around. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back of my brush, and with the back of my brush I can spread stuff around. If you want one like this one, you see that they're in straight lines. That's one way. If you wanted to, you could create designs inside of yours. We've worked with textures when we were doing our cities, so you could totally put in one of those textures that you learned. It's all up to you. When you feel like that's done, same thing happens. It's going to go over to the drying rack. Put it right next to it, not on top of it. So now there's room for two more over here. That's it. Pretty easy. Those are going to be our Eric Carle animals after we get done, well, cutting them and turning them into animals. So have fun making your paper. The more fun you have with the paper, the more fun your animals are going to be.